Hey, we're back. And we're back. Opps
What up?
SportsCast. Let's go. September 17th, Wednesday, 9 p.m. You already know it's on and popping. We had another fantastic week in sports, for some of us anyway. I only say that because we're going to be talking about my Mets, unfortunately. But hey, not all my teams are struggling, so we're going to be also talking about my football team. So let's go. We're going to be doing a week two recap. So we're going to be chopping it up on everything that happened in NFL this week. We're going to be talking about the Black National Anthem. It's a topic that we actually wanted to get into probably week one. We just didn't have time for it, so we're going to be chopping it up, and the guys are going to be giving you their thoughts on that as well. We got a bunch of different topics, everything from Roberto Clemente, everything from Bud versus Canelo. Did you guys watch that on Netflix? Let us know in the comments. And then, yeah, our usual shenanigans, getting into it, having some fun here on a Wednesday night. But first, let me introduce the starting lineup. And we'll start it off with the man immediately below me.
It's your boy Big
Hey,
T.
in the building. And
What's up?
to his right,
What's up, everybody? It's Dave in the cut.
there we go. Dave in the cut. Let's go. All
Yes.
right. And yeah, we got a little a signature icon of our boy Josh up in the top. Not sure which way you're watching the screen, left hand side to me. But yeah, so we're gonna get into it. We got a lot to cover. But hey, let's chop it up. But first, let's throw it out to our amazing sponsor of the podcast.
All right. Yeah. Let's give a shout out to Opposition Radio, this week's sponsor. Opposition Radio is a 24-hour internet radio station, bringing you the best in Christian hip hop musicians from around the world, 7 days a week, featuring hip hop, R&B, Latin pop, reggae, and EDM. You can listen to Opposition Radio from any internet browser by visiting the opsradio.live. Opposition Radio, motivation to stand firm. Yes,
All
yes.
right, all right. Well, week two is in the books, fellas. There was some very, very interesting games. Did you guys get a chance to check some of those out this week, or were you out with the family or whatnot?
I checked them out, bro. Every
You
week.
checked them out. Hey,
Every
it's all
week.
good if you was with the family, man.
I
Hey,
mean, I was with the family. My kids was here and some grandkids was here, but can y'all hear me, man? Wifey said I'm pretty low.
I can hear you all right.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably, and I don't know what the audience would think, but I think the craziest game of the week has to definitely go to the Cowboys Giants game. That was a back and forth drama filled game. A lot more gray hairs were created on the heads of both New York Giant fans and Dallas Cowboy fans. Um, I don't know if there's any Giants fans out there. How do you feel about your boy Russell Wilson? I mean, he had an amazing game right up until the end. He throws the lollipop up for grabs, ball that gets intercepted, and all of a sudden, boom, Cowboys close them out. But that was crazy. Any comments on that game? Did you get to watch that one, Z?
Brandon Aubrey is a weapon. That's all I'm gonna
Bro,
say.
you picked Brandon Aubrey in fantasy, man. You are very
He
happy.
probably won. He was probably, if not your top scorer, close to it. The dude, I mean, literally, you get the ball anywhere near midfield, and he's got a chance to knock it. He made that kick from what 64, and it hit the back of the net above the goalpost. Like he could have hit that from 70 plus if he needed to. Like the dude is a weapon. It's. I mean, it sucks that you know Cowboys fans have been reduced to, oh, we got the best kicker in the world. Um, we shouldn't have to listen to the Cowboys struggling against the Giants like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, the streak continues. The Cowboys have beaten the Giants every which way but loose ever since what 2020 or something like that. I don't think the Giants have won a game, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely not going to win one now that they let go of their franchise quarterback. None other than Mr. Daniel Indiana Jones, who is now on no other than the Indianapolis Colts, balling out of this world and on your TV screens live. But like, my goodness, that man, he was 2-0 Indianapolis Colts. Can you believe that? And they look good. They set, what was it, a record, Dave? I don't know if you was watching the broadcast, but they were saying that we had scored on our first 10 possessions, didn't punt, didn't didn't had no turnovers. They scored on their first 10 possessions to start the season. And it was against a really good defense too. Everybody was lauding the Denver Broncos to have one of the tougher defenses, and they didn't really have too much trouble. I mean, Jonathan Taylor was running ham on those boys.
He had
Absolutely run wild.
200 plus yards from scrimmage, man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, he was doing his thing. I don't know if you saw the ending, Dave. I thought the Spencer, our new kicker, I believe he's a rookie. I think he saved Steichen on terrible play calling on that final drive. They get the missed field goal from the Denver Broncos, so now they don't need to go down and get the touchdown. All they need is a field goal to win the game. And so, since he knows that, he runs the ball like three times. Maybe I think he got a first down on one of them. And then it was there like, bro, we need one more first down to really get into field goal range. And the guy is just there like, you know what? I'm not throwing it. I'm happy with these little, everybody stack the box and I'm going to run the clock out. And he ran the clock out without getting that first down to kick a 60-yard field goal. Wasn't even trying on third down to get closer. He was content with a 60-yard field goal. And they missed it. Colts missed it. And then a penalty. Got us 15 yards closer.
You know
And
what,
he
B?
made.
With all that good stuff happening with us, we would be remiss to not talk about the devastating injuries that have been happening across the league, man. That could really, really impact some good teams. All right,
Yeah.
some good teams, and maybe not some not so good teams. So let me pose this to both of you guys. From Sunday, which injury do you think hurts which team the most?
You want to give us like a list of which ones you think?
Might have
I'm
to do
just
that.
saying, like, okay, so you got
Because
Joe
some of
Burrow.
you got Joe Burrow, yep.
Go ahead.
Um, I think what Purdy got injured too, right?
Purdy got injured.
Well,
You
he
got
was already
One,
injured.
wasn't it?
huh?
Yeah, Purdy was already injured. Jaden Daniels might be injured.
Jaden Daniels. My bad. I meant to say Jaden Daniels, not Purdy.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels. You got
Who else got injured?
so you got Milano. But Milano missed. He's gonna miss this week's game. I don't. Did Milano get hurt this week though, or was his for the Bills, or was his injury already lingering? Does anybody
I
know?
don't know. No, I don't know that.
Okay. Um, who else?
JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy. You got Khalil Mack got hurt. They
Hmm.
said that today that his injury wasn't going to be season ending, but he's the anchor of that Chargers defense.
I'll tell you what, Khalil Mack almost retired. And they didn't want to let him retire just because he was the heart and soul kind of team captain mindset. I don't know if I'd go as far with his diminished abilities to say that that's the most impactful. You want most impactful in a good way or a bad way? Because I
Well,
actually think the most impactful in a good way might be JJ McCarthy getting injured, if you want my opinion. Because I don't think you could get much worse than the way JJ McCarthy has looked in the first 8 quarters of this season.
I
He
don't
is
even
look.
think it's like worse per se because of the injury. I think it's worse because who do they have behind them?
As bad as this sound coming from a Colts fan, Carson Wentz is going to be the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, and I
Is it?
actually think that's going to be an improvement.
No, it's not going to be an improvement.
Am I going to get shouted down?
It's not.
Eh,
I'm
No,
I'm
Okay,
sorry
we'll
not
about
we'll
gonna
that,
see.
shout
but
would
it's
be
not.
crazy.
I think it's an improvement.
And they were trying to make this whole thing about, oh, it's going to be the battle of the two former, former Eagle against current Eagle and whatever, man. It's like it's not even a competition, man. It's like that's embarrassing, man. I don't know, where has Carson Wentz been. This, what's he been doing
Dreaming
besides
about Nick
gathering
Foles
towels on the
statue.
sideline?
I don't know, but I mean, at least been a professional quarterback. Like when I look at like the replays, when you see JJ McCarthy come back, step back into the box, he's got guys wide open. He's just he doesn't he's not confident enough to make those throws. Now
Bro,
he's not
Isn't he
turning the
still
ball
he's
over.
a
technically a rookie?
professional
Like he missed
quarterback,
all of
and
last
that's
year,
not
right?
saying much.
No, he's a rookie, but you got rookies that look 10 times better than him, right? And most rookies, like even like Bryce Young, don't have talent like Hawkinson, like Jay Jettas. They got Aaron Jones, right? Before he got injured, he's another guy that got injured, right? They had some talent, uh, people that can create separation and get open, and he can't deliver the football. That's a problem. Three and outs. You know what I mean? It's bad. And so like you got them stacking the box so that they can't even run the ball because they're daring him to throw.
Can we talk about Baker Mayfield though?
My man Baker is he's a reclamation greatness story. That was clutch. Um I don't even see Baker on here. Like as far as the winning score, I know he went down and he got that was Monday Night Football. Those are Sunday
Monday night.
scores. I got you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
don't have it
yeah,
on here. My bad.
yeah, he came back. He came back that last drive, and he just refused to lose.
Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Shout out to Baker. He got a lot of flack in the beginning of his career, and
Yeah.
That was probably the Cleveland effect too.
So
it's
what does this say
facts.
about the Texans quarterback then? What's going on, man? We're like, what is
I was listening to the Texas broadcast because part of it I had to listen to over the radio, and so the Texas broadcasters who were calling that game were not blaming C.J. Stroud. They were blaming the offensive line. And so, I mean, they see it firsthand. Obviously, they're going to probably be more homers, but from everything that I've seen, that offensive line is putrid. They can't create space to run the ball, and they can't pass block for even 2 seconds. He hikes the ball and he's running for his life. And so, I don't know. He's not making the throws when he does have time, but that's not often enough. You know what I mean? I think he needs to be a little bit more decisive. But
I
I
don't
mean, what
know.
do you think, Dave? What do you think?
I think they got enough tape on the kid, man. That it shows when when he gets frazzled, where his weaknesses are. You know, he had a pretty decent rookie season, and it's all everything is all good, man, till they start getting tape on these dudes and they start picking up on their tendencies and stuff like that. It's either the defense is picking up on them or they come back um, sophomore or junior, obviously second and third season. But once they get tape on you after your rookie season, they start to pick you up, and it's either going to be the tape or it's going to be some kind of minor injury that's going to linger. You know what I'm saying? And you look at Jaden Daniels. He got this thing with his with the knee up.
Me.
That's not good, man. It's not good, and um, you just look at the history of like these young quarterbacks with Washington. You know what I'm saying? You had RG3. They ran him like like a pack mule, and his leg got tore up. I hope that Jaden Daniels is a smart player. He's a great player, and he makes wise decisions. I just hope that they give him enough protection and that they convince him tuck, slide, get down, man, or get out of bounds. Don't try to be. He's not the biggest of kids. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but besides him, Joe Burrow. This is what like Joe Burrow's like fourth injury since he's been in the league.
Yeah, he's starting to become injury prone, man. But
Fragile.
I just want to say one thing. Like, what do you think is the solution for Stroud? Because if they are starting to get, if it is what you say, and he's struggling because they're starting to get tape on him, isn't the coach's responsibility to also prepare him for the adjustments?
It is, but
And so, who do you blame?
nothing helps a quarterback, a young quarterback like that, better than a running game, man. You know what I'm saying? If they
Yeah,
had a
Mixon is gone.
huh,
Mixon is not there, but Chubb is. He's not doing terrible.
he's not. But I mean, they need to call some stuff that's gonna what. So not to compare the two because you just can't compare these two. Now Peyton Manning struggled when he first came in, right? And then our we had one of the best offensive coordinators, and he just had to. You got Peyton, you had Edge, he had some weapons. And what ended up making Peyton's career? It was the stretch play, man. Pick your poison, right? He drops back, he stretches out like he's gonna hand off the edge. Everybody's committed to the run. He pulls it back and then he kills you. CJ Stroud has a strong arm. He's a great quarterback, and I feel like if he had a great running threat, I don't know if Chubb is the answer, man. Like I just think that the offensive coordinator needs to think to come up with some stuff. Now, obviously, man, like if I was a great offensive coordinator, I'd be coaching in the NFL. I don't know, man, but just from a fan standpoint and just watching, I know what I watched when the Colts were running things and they had that running threat and they had a great core of receivers. They had an amazing running back, but it started with Edge, and you had to pick your poison with Edge or with Peyton, and so I just feel like
Yeah,
if you got this young kid a strong running game, man, with a little bit of pass protection, but that threat of the strong running game, I feel like it could open some things up for him and get his confidence back.
yeah, yeah. And I think like the coordinator, like when you got no offensive line, Chubb is to your point, is probably not that guy because you probably got to do dump offs. Fake the block, throw it to the running back in the flat. And Chubb isn't really known for being that guy. You hand the ball to Chubb. You don't throw the ball to Chubb. And
Right.
so that probably is not going to make his life any easier. It would be helpful if he had a guy like Joe Mixon, but he was struggling last year too. So I do think it gets a little bit. It's a little bit more than that. He needs time. That kid needs time to throw the football, and it doesn't look like he's going to get it. Miami Dolphins continue to spiral. But I'll tell you what. Before Joe went down, they looked like they were going to lose to the Jaguars, and my man Browning came in and did his thing, and he looked good.
Yeah.
And so I know there's some people out there that are saying like, "Hey, this might be a good thing for the Bengals because Burrow isn't Burrow in September and October. He's Burrow in December." And so it's like, all right, well, maybe Browning can keep things afloat while he's gone. I mean, he's got talent on both sides, Higgins and Chase and Brown in the backfield. This is going to be hard to not be at least decent with that kind of talent, but we'll see what happens with the Bengals. And then last but not least, Western New York, Buffalo Bills stand up. Welcome to the 2-0 territory, Buffalo Bills, along with the Indianapolis Colts in the
Yep.
AFC. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there. I can't give the Bills too much shine when they just got the same record as the Colts. Do something to earn that shine. Let me stop. Um,
Quarterbacks took a beating though last week, man. Josh Allen almost broke his nose. You got Burrow probably out for the season. You got JJ McCarthy. You got Daniels, and man, it's kind of crazy, man. Really
yeah,
is.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Um, okay. So, I mean, we gave that like 20 minutes. Give us your thoughts if you got your team out there that you want us to talk about. I'll just say this last thing. It was hilarious at the end of that Detroit Lions and Bears game when they asked the coach of the Bears, who used to be the offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions. They asked him, "Is they're like, hey, do you feel some kind of way that Coach Campbell, the coach of the Lions, went for it on fourth down when he was already up by so much?" It was just there like, to his credit, he was just there like, you know what? What is he supposed to do? He always does that. That's how he plays. He plays that way. And so great response, but at the same time, like that's gotta hurt. He went into Detroit wanting to prove to his old team, hey, you miss me? Look at what I got these boys doing. And for them to get spanked like that, I that hurts. But all right. Well, hey, let's get into it. I don't know what's the first topic that we got next up, but let's get ahead and run it.
All right, you ready?
Yes, sir. NFL and perfect segue. We were just talking about the NFL and the Black National Anthem, and the NFL still has signs in the back of helmets and end zones motivated by social justice. It began. It began the 2025 season by singing the Black National Anthem. Has the NFL taken these initiatives too far? Now, for those of you who might be new to the program, traditionally, not always, we do a vote on a scale of 1 to 5. We say our agreements or disagreements, 5 being strongly agree, 1 being strongly disagree. And so at this point, we will take a vote on, has the NFL taken these initiatives too far? 1, 2, 3. We got me at a 5, Dave at a 4, and Zeke at a 3. Oh, he's halfway.
All
All
right,
right,
let me do it better so everybody can see Z. My bad, Z.
there you go.
It's all good. I'm
Hey, you
just
got that
happy
new
for you,
hairdo,
bro.
don't you? Gotta give him that screen time, man.
Yeah, man. Let me get him in the big.
Look, I know your nickname is in the cut, but I'm a bass player. I used to living in the shadows, man.
There you go. All right. See if you can move that a little bit further down so they don't cut
I'm gonna
Zeke
move it
off
all
at
the
the
way,
chin.
bro.
Okay,
Let's check
cool.
it out.
All right, there you go. All right.
According to one
Um,
YouTube viewer we had a few weeks ago, Zeke don't have no neck. I remember that.
Yo,
we don't encourage our audience to
Uh huh.
to antagonize the. All right.
Uh
Anyways,
huh.
let's talk about this. Let's talk about this topic here. All right. So we got uh, me at a 5, Dave at a 4, Zeke at a 3.
yes, sir.
Since you're kind of in the middle here, why don't you start us off, Dave?
Why you starting with me, man?
You want me to start? I'll
Yeah,
start.
I want you to start, man,
You
because
want me to start?
you
Okay.
champion this topic, and just for the record too, we had a viewer that requested that we talk about this.
You know
So
what's funny is I don't think he's probably even on right now. Oh well, he'll probably catch it in the replay. Make sure
okay,
you like and subscribe on your way in if you haven't already. But okay, so at the beginning of the season, and also like at the Super Bowl last year, and the NFL has already announced as special events they plan to continue this. They sing what they call the Black National Anthem, right? And so they still have had ever since we all were locked inside and they canceled half of the season. Ever since then, they've had these kind of messages, either on the back of players' helmets saying "end racism" or "stop the hate" or all different kinds of social justice slogans on the back of their helmet or in the back of the end zone. And the NFL just continues to do that. Now, I gave it a 5 because I think that, especially in this time where it feels very divisive. I think we need to end more of this kind of divisiveness that I feel is on display. And you know, um, I think like when it comes to a Black national anthem, like it's a beautiful. I should probably start with that. I think the song is absolutely beautiful. The lyrics absolutely beautiful. If they made the Black national anthem just the national anthem, I might even be okay with that if the country said, "Hey, we want to take a vote and we want to make that the national anthem." My problem is that we want to be a united country. We want to be all one team, right? 9/11 happens. Everybody bands together. We're all one team. What do you need? How can I help you? You know what I mean? For those of us who lived through that, everybody was just everybody's friends. Hey, you got any need? You got any family? We were all just united, right? When national tragedies strike, as Americans, we all band together, right? Why are we promoting something, especially, I think to me it's even kind of embarrassing because we're in a different country and we're showing our division. The fact that we need to have a national anthem and then another national anthem, like like blacks don't have room under that national or under our national anthem. Absolutely, they do. They're absolutely part of this country. Absolutely built this country as well. Have every right to be here as much as anybody else. Why do we need a separate national anthem to identify as part of the American community? And so I think I think it just breeds more division. I really do. And the fact that they got these signs at the back of the end zone, I could be wrong. I don't know anyone who watched the NFL game and saw a little sign at the back of the end zone said "Stop racism" or "End hate," and just said, "You know what? About that time." You know what I mean? Like it's it's not doing anything constructive, and so therefore, like it's just poking a sore point in the community. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like to me, and that's why I gave it a five, just because it's like I don't see the benefit of it at this point. And I think it's time we tried our best, especially in this landscape where we're seeing people get shot, killed left and right. You know what I mean? You got a school shooter running up in, I think it was Minnesota, shooting up a Christian church. You know what I mean? Obviously, you had, Charlie Kirk getting gunned down. You got a lot of division in this country right now. I think it's time we turn down the volume and try our best to come together, set aside our differences, stop pointing to those differences, and try our best to just live together, um, and really live out that dream of being that colorblind society. Dave.
Okay. So let me start with this. I grew up in a military family, okay? And my father literally gave his life for this country. Lost my dad at age of 43. My dad was a Vietnam veteran, was exposed to Agent Orange in Vietnam. My dad fought in the Vietnam War. And so the, the cost of his life was literally because he was defending this country. Now, that's all relative to some people. They want to talk about how the Vietnam War was this or that, whatever. My father gave his life for this country. My father fought to defend a flag that represented everybody that lives in this country, whether you black, white, candy stripe, it doesn't matter. If you're an American, that flag covers you. And to me, there's one national anthem. All right. And I'm very patriotic when it comes to the national anthem because I have family members that are still serving in the U.S. military today. When I see or hear the national anthem, I don't think black or white. I think freedom. I think uh, patriotism. Those are the things that I think of. All right, and so I look at the when I hear that the Black National Anthem is being played in another country um, alongside of our national anthem, that it bothers me because it's a sign of division. So here's how effective here is how effective playing the Black National Anthem was on opening night. Okay, you got the Black National Anthem being played, and you have you think about this. What was the big story coming out of week one of the NFL? The first couple of games. Nobody knows.
The
this a trick question?
Nah, it's not a trick question. You
Or
had
I don't know.
Black National Anthem being played, and then you had a black man football player spitting on another black man in front of national TV
Oh
on
yeah,
air,
yeah, that happened in the Eagles game. Yeah,
right? So this patriotism and this we're together and all of this stuff, that message obviously didn't resonate on that side. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like we want to talk about this is our song and this represents us and it's a beautiful song. Don't get me wrong, right? And there's a lot of religious messaging in it. There's messaging in there about freedom, you know, with slavery and stuff like that. And I get that. The problem is what happens when white America comes and says, "All right, now it's time for the white national anthem," or Asians come and say it's time for the Asian national anthem, right? What's going to happen? What's going to happen when Latinos come and say, "All right, it's time for the Latino national anthem. Let's get it going. We want ours being sung at the Super Bowl. We want ours being sung at all these special events." What's going to happen? We all know what's going to happen. It's just a topic of division, in my opinion. Like I understand I understand the desire for to spread a message of love, but for me, I feel like this is more divisive than anything because it what it does is it stirs people up and they say, "Well, where's our anthem? We have one anthem, and it's our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner." You feel what I'm saying? And so we need to get away from this. Well, you know, this group deserves we deserve to have this because of this. There's so many groups that could say the same thing. Yes, slavery happened in this country and it was a horrible thing. It was absolutely horrible, right? But how do we not blur the lines where we're coming into an environment of entertainment, of sports entertainment, and we're bringing political messages and social justice messages that are one sided into those venues. It can't happen. We can't. You know, you got in hate in the back of the end zone, and you know, spread love and all this stuff, and you got players spitting on each other, man. You got, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, man, you got a black man spitting on another black man, man. It's crazy. And to me, it's like the song represents the oppression that was overcome, you know, back in the days, Jim Crow laws and all of that stuff, and just, you know, segregation and stuff. You got a black football player spitting on another black football player, bro. They haven't even played the first down of the game. It's ridiculous to me, man, and I don't understand that, man. So for me, man, like I just think that this song it's a beautiful song, but it creates division. It just really does, in my opinion. It just creates division, and I don't know. I think the NFL would do good to kind of be careful. They're towing a line, man, where they're sending these mixed messages. They got all these messages in the end zone, but then they're turning around and they're letting specific groups have platforms that they don't let other groups have, and that's just it goes against the messaging that they're putting on the field every week. That's just me, man.
yeah,
I'll take.
yeah, for sure. Zeke,
Um, so yeah, I gave this a three because um, I, whether the song continues to get played at special events or not, I couldn't care less. Um, my only problem is when I don't know. It seems like the outrage over this song getting played and the outrage over the end racism and end hate symbolism throughout the NFL. I wouldn't mind it if that same energy was given to other um, messages that had nothing to do with the NFL. Like I I've never heard anybody get upset over, say, a John 3:16 sign, or he gets us commercial being played during an NFL game or during the Super Bowl, or just this past weekend, the moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, who has nothing to do with the NFL, but throughout the league, there were moments of silence uh, being being acknowledged. And is, if the same energy was given to those moments as it is being given to um, the end racism and the end hate and the Black National Anthem, which I hate. I hate the fact that it's called the Black National Anthem, um, because like 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 just earlier in your argument, Chris, you had to pause and acknowledge that it's a beautiful song before you continued on with why you think it should be no longer played before games, because people hear Black National Anthem and they automatically write it off. I saw the clip of it being played at the Eagles game, and like it was being largely ignored um, by the crowd. Like NBC, I don't know if they intentionally did it or what, but they kept the mics open and they panned the crowd with the cameras, and nobody's paying attention. Like they're standing, but they're all having their own conversations and ignoring the singer who was on the field singing her heart out because it meant something to her, but they couldn't care less because it's the Black National Anthem. Um, I encourage people to um, do a little research on the significance of that particular poem that eventually became a song and got adopted by the NAACP, um, and was pretty much used as a rallying cry for Black Americans when they were going through some difficult times. And I believe that's when it regained traction in recent years, when Black America felt like they needed to come together and rally together to get through some difficult times. But I digress. Um, if you don't want to play that games, fine. Um, but get rid of all the other messages that don't have anything to do with football. Don't just focus in on ending racism or ending hate or singing the Black National Anthem. If it ain't got nothing to do with football, get rid of it.
Right.
Just let it be about the 60 minutes on the field or the 3 hours on your TV screen. Like, if you want to tune in to watch football, you want to go to stadium and watch football, keep that same energy when it might be a message that you agree with, but this is it has no place here because this is a football game. Keep the same energy when you see something that you don't agree with, and just get rid of all of it. That's my take.
Yeah, that's interesting, see, because you're right. It's like you start. It's you come to a. It's like uh you came to a social justice rally and a football game broke out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's ridiculous. That stuff, like, there's a place for that stuff. But Sunday afternoon, when I'm sitting down to watch football and be entertained by athletes that make a lot of money, that's not the time for it. Because
And it's
you're
not it's not just the NFL. Like we've seen over throughout the past 5-10 years or so, when athletes have voiced their opinions on certain things that are going on in the real world, and they're told to shut up and dribble, or
right.
just focus on running the football, or stay in your lane, because it was an opinion that certain sides didn't agree with. Um, it happens on both sides. whether you're conservative or liberal. But it seems to get more kickback from one side than the other when an athlete comes in and expresses concern or gives an opinion. They're told to pretty much simmer down, little boy, stay in your lane, go do sports like you're paid a whole bunch of money to do in this beautiful country. When I mean, all money ain't necessarily good money, and people use their platform to express concerns, and they're told to shut up until you uh, have an opinion that they agree with, and then you get special interviews on certain networks and stuff. And it's just, I don't know, it's the hypocrisy is what tires me out. It's
Yeah.
what drains me. So I say
So
just get
The
rid
thing
of it.
is,
Just
though,
get
let
rid
me
of it
say this
all.
real quick. Let me say this real quick. You know, and you're right. But the thing is, like, if they stop dragging this stuff into sports, there wouldn't be anybody that would be able to say, "Shut up and dribble." You know what I'm saying? It's like don't come in swinging saying, "Oh, we gotta stop the oppression of child labor and stuff." When your $300 sneaker is made in a sweatshop in China and you know it is. You feel what I'm saying? It's like the hypocrisy of some of these athletes, though, man. It's like on the face on the outside, you're like you're social justice warrior number one, but then when it comes to the financial side of it, you're like, whoa, I don't want to talk about that because that's gonna hurt my brand. You feel me? So it's like if these guys there's a time and a place for everything. And I don't feel like the middle of the NBA season, guys walking out on black fist in the air and t-shirts on. Everybody doesn't understand that, man, and it can rub the most staunch supporter the wrong way. I'm not saying you don't do it. It's there's just a time and a place for everything. And if you present it the right way, you'll get, you catch more. What did they say? You catch more flies with honey. So there's a way to present it. If you want to get eyes on it, there's a way to do it. But I don't feel
so
like bogarting and forcing it on people is the way to do it.
let me just make sure I understand something. So the hypocrisy is that they're allowing Christian a Christian worldview to sometimes pass and you want people to take umbrage with that in the same way they take umbrage with this.
What do you what do
I just
you
want to make sure.
what are
Did
you
I
saying?
understand that correct? I just want to make sure I understood him correctly.
All I'm saying is keep the same energy because
When it,
the pushback for the stuff that we're talking about is coming from a certain group
and
that's
you saying that that certain group is Christians?
a certain group hides behind Christianity to push their agenda. I'll say that. And um it's frustrating. And I feel like if I keep talking, I'm gonna go down a path that I really don't want this podcast to go down. So I'm trying to be vague with my answers. We can talk some other time about it if you want more in
No, I
depth.
got you. I got you.
But
I got you.
but I want to keep this. I want to keep this sports. So
No, I got you. I
it's a
just
conversation. It's a conversation that feels like it would be appropriate for Tats, the other podcast me and Dave were a part of. That's a conversation that we could go down, but I'm trying to keep it ops. So I just
no, I
want
got
to
you. Well,
keep the
options,
same energy.
sports,
If you see a
and
message you
Christian.
like, but it has nothing to do with football, don't be okay with pushing that. But when you see a message that you don't like, scream, this has nothing to do with football. No, keep the same energy
Okay,
because you're
so
not the only one watching football. So
my
some
my
people might
question.
appreciate the effort to end racism or end hate, or some people might appreciate the representation that they feel like the quote unquote black national anthem gives when they feel isolated or left out when they hear the regular national anthem. So some people might appreciate these things that other people are screaming to cancel. And when we're talking about sports, we're talking about a melting pot. Sports brings people together, so you're going to have eyeballs from all walks of life So if they feel represented by this, let it go because you feel represented by other things. But if we want to just keep it football, let's keep it football. And keep all politics and social justice messaging and religious messaging and whatever other messaging that don't have anything to do with football, keep it out. That's my
You know,
take.
the crazy thing is, a part of me agrees with you, but I don't think it's the way that you want. I actually agree with you for this reason. The NFL never pushes any Christianity in any context. You never see John 3:16 at the end or at the back of any end zone, and they don't sing any prayers that I know of before every game that are officially NFL sanctioned. So part of me says, yeah, I agree with you on that. They should just take all of that out, right? Um, unless players should be allowed to do that. If players want to have on their shoes and hate or and racism, that's their own personal business. But why is the NFL sanctioning that, right? And so, like, yeah, I guess I do agree with you on that level. But like, you know, yeah, I mean, but we see political statements in the ads that play, because a lot of times you see like, some of the craziest ads. You got gambling ads, you got alcohol ads, you got homosexual ads, right? And so it's very rare you see a Christian ad. I'm not really a big fan personally of that. He gets us ad. I could do without that personally. Um, but yeah, I guess in some respects, I agree with that. What was the? I just be watching football. I don't even know all the extra stuff. There was a guy. There was that guy from the Saints that had godly messages. What guy from the Saints? Oh, Jameis Winston. You talking about, bro? But that's what I mean. But that's individual players. Like, we're not going to silence the speech of individual players. You know what I mean? If they want to talk about whatever it is they want to talk about. You know what I mean? That's their own prerogative, and then they got to deal with the branding fallout as a result if they say some foul or wicked stuff, whatever that may be.
Right.
But if the
But then
NFL is pushing that, that's different.
before the season started, though, the messaging was the news article came out that said um, NFL teams were told that the end zone messaging will be returning this year, so they needed to pick a statement. It's like
You have to
that's
pick one.
overreaching. It's like the NFL doesn't. The NFL is the brand, right? It's the shield, but they don't own them stadiums. It's like you're forcing you're forcing a stadium owner to put a message on a field that the NFL isn't paying for. They don't pay any kind of money towards it, but you're telling them how what kind of siding they can put on their house, but you're not helping them pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me, man. It's like I just want to turn the TV on, man, and I want to watch the game, and I don't want to have all of this other stuff force fed to me. If they and I'm listen, and PZ, you said something to me, man. It was crazy, man. You were like, if they wanted that song to be our national anthem, that then it's all good. I'm not good with that, bro. I'm not good because our national anthem is our national anthem, right? Our national anthem shouldn't be the white national anthem. It shouldn't be the black national anthem. It shouldn't be the Asian black national anthem. It's the national freaking anthem. You know what I'm
Amen
saying?
to that. No, I
What's
hear that. I was just saying if America took a vote,
huh?
I was just referencing that if America took a vote, you know what I mean, and they decided they wanted to replace it with that. I mean, I got nothing against the song itself. It's the reason it's there is because to me it symbolizes that blacks don't feel part of this country for some reason, and we need to stop throwing that front and center to make people feel like this is how you're represented, right? Because now we got these signs at the back of the end zone, and because we're singing this song, it's like, no, you're represented because the red, white, and blue is you. You know what I mean? Like that. We're all one America, man. You don't need any other. I mean, you got, like you said, like your grandfather or your father, like fought and died for this country. What makes you more American than that, bro? Like, But on a higher level, just because we are a Christian podcast, I do at least want to say this for the audience. For those of you out there who are Christian, personally, I think you're Christian before everything. Personally, you're Christian before you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, purple, candy stripe, like David the Cut Jones was saying. You are Christian first, right? And so that goes above all nationalism, that goes above all racial affiliation. And so the banner of Christ should fly first in your life before anything, right? And so um I don't know, I just feel like that needs to be said. Like, you know what I mean? Like this whole picking sides thing is lame, bro.
It is
Like
just whack, man.
the whole country just needs to like they just need to come together, bro. And I think the best way to do that is under the banner of Christ. When you have people that in humility love one another, right? Instead of hate. And you're seeing that. A lot of people are just out there hating people to the point that they want them killed, right? If you got a heart of Christ where, God gives you a brand new heart, you know what I mean? When you repent and you come to Jesus by faith, how are you out there shooting people? How are you out there cursing people? How are you out there hating people? Right? And so is there like stop hate? How do you do that? How do you do that? We are fallen men, fallen creation. You can't stop hate. It is your nature. So how do you stop hate? Well, you stop hate with a new heart through Jesus Christ.
Right.
Right? And so is there like, if anything should be, so I guess this is where I do disagree. If you really want to stop hate, then you need to start preaching Christian principles because it's the only thing that's going to help. How do you get a man to back off and repent for his sins, right? You've been a racist your whole life. How do you get that man to repent? Why should he repent? There's no consequences for his actions. There's no consequences for his hate. You're going to throw that man in jail? No. But if you have a savior who died for your sins and you realize that you are a dirty, sinful man, bro, like that is going to be the point where you fall to your knees and you say, I repent. Why am I judging someone for the color of their skin instead of the content of the character? Because I don't want God to judge me, not even for the content of my character, because my character is broken because I'm a fallen man. I need a savior, someone who died for me, a propitiation for my sins. You know what I mean? Like someone who stepped in and lived the perfect life that I could not live. And so that's why I actually need a savior to step in because he lived a life that I couldn't live.
Right.
And so like to me, like that's why this whole thing was so foul to me, man, because it's there like, bro, like why are we putting things in front of uh in front of Christ? Really? Really? Because I mean, if I'm Puerto Rican or black or white before I'm Christ, Christ is not on the throne of my heart. He's not.
Agreed. Agreed. That's a great point. It's a great point, man. All right, bro. I think we beat this to death, man. But I appreciate people sticking with with us through it. I think we all agree, man. There just needs to be more love in this country, man, and it starts through Christ. That's all. It really does, man. All right,
All right,
fellas.
let's move to the next topic.
All right, man. Let's get to something a little more lighthearted. You ready?
Let's go.
You know what we're gonna talk about, bro. Let's
Bow,
do it.
bow, bow.
Read
New
it up,
York
man.
Metropolitans. And listen, I'm humble enough to take the to take the barbs that are going to be getting thrown right now. The New York Mets, as Zeke loves to say. And if you were watching the beginning of this podcast when I was really hyped, Mets are doing really good in March and April and May, and we were on top of the sports world. And Zeke famously said what?
Give it
Mets gonna
time
win.
because as long as there is time left in the season, the Mets have time to Met.
That's right.
And so we went from first place. Actually, we had the best record in the MLB. I think in May, the Mets had the best record in all of Major League Baseball. And now we are probably at the end of this game, going to be 1.5 games away from being out of the playoffs.
1.5.
1.5, because they are currently losing to the San Diego Padres,
6-4.
6-4. I don't
Yeah,
know if that game has gone final yet,
not yet.
because I know it's going on right now, but it does look like it's going to be going final soon. And if you have watched, New York Metropolitan baseball, you know one thing this season that has been emblematic of the New York Mets is that they do not make comebacks. They do not make comebacks. If you get them down, they will stay down, which is unfortunate because they have one of the highest payrolls in all of Major League Baseball, which is just embarrassing. And so throw the question up on the screen that you posted, brother.
I got you,
And
man.
so we have to say, after purchasing the services of the highest paid player in MLB history, the Mets are fighting for their playoff lives. The current slide is temporary, and the Mets are still a championship team on a vote of 1-5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, hold on. Let me get
Wait,
some
five. It's got to
score.
be a 1.
No, that's a
All right.
-5,
What do
pimp.
you? Peasy's
Oh,
at a
that's
two.
a -5. Okay, you with me, Dave, on 2?
Peasy,
Okay.
what did you have? 2.
I put 2 as well, bro.
All right.
I,
I'm at a 2. Peasy's at a 2. Zeke's at a -5.
who wants to lead
I
this
didn't
one
even know
off?
we could do that.
You can have the honors, man. I ain't got nothing to
This
say.
is
I
all
said
you,
what I
man.
had to
Go ahead.
say throughout the season. I tried to prepare you for this. You kept brushing me off. Chris, this has been a long history of the Mets. Look, as a as the resident Cowboys fan, I was trying to prepare you for the collapse. When you keep your expectations low, the surprise is the success. It's like, oh crap, we actually made the playoffs. Oh crap, we actually had a deep run. But when you start screaming World Series in May, now you hanging on for the the wild card spot. Like not even the division. You hoping for the third wild card spot. Like if this was 5 years ago, you wouldn't have a shot. I'm just saying. I tried to
What say
prepare you for
you,
this. You didn't
Chris?
listen to me. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Come on,
I'm
Peasy.
taking my
Let's hear it.
lumps. I'm taking my lumps. Are you done?
I'm done. Go ahead, Dave. You got our
It's,
picture of the
yeah,
gas
Dave.
tank
It's
and
your
and
turn. It's your turn.
the World Series trophy with the cobwebs on it.
Yo, go ahead. I want to hear. While I cue that up, I want to hear Chris. Chris, tell me, man. Let's go. How are you still hanging on, bro? How are you feeling, man? 1.5 games. Let me tell you. Let me.
Bro, if you go back to probably the first podcast, this was all black, and now it's turning all gray on me. Having to watch the Mets throughout this year has just been a crazy roller coaster. Because yeah, I was really hyped, and then they go out and they make all these trades and it's supposed to have a Super Bowl pen, and then every single one of them blows a game and they just trash. And now we're at the point where they're like, I got no confidence in this team. They got to bring up 3 rookie pitchers in September to have a shot at having someone make it 6 innings. We've been talking about this all year. And I know it's a trend throughout baseball. Most pitchers aren't going 6 innings. I think it's the pitcher from the Mariners who has the most consistent record of going deep into games. And I think like his average innings pitch was still only about 6.1 or something like that, which is just crazy to me, the fact that we don't have pitchers that like consistently average 7 to 8 innings anymore. But my goodness, the everything is just absolutely collapsed. Soto is actually having say what you want about the $700 million man. The man is balling. Um, but no one else is. You got Lindor. He started off the season hot. Alonso started off the season hot. There is nobody playing good baseball on that team right now, and I don't know. And I can't even blame the Braves. Usually, every season it's like it's those Braves. Can't even blame the Braves. There's no one
Time
standing
out.
in the Mets'
Time out.
way.
Time out. Time out. We beat y'all 8 out of 13. You got to lose a record against the Braves this year. So before you poo
But
poo us,
you're not clogging up a playoff spot that's
we're
preventing
not
us from
clogging up a
getting there.
playoff spot, but we played a pretty darn good spoiler against y'all this year.
It doesn't matter, bro. There's 182 games. Win the other ones. Like, what is going on with this
That's
roster?
62, first of all. Second of all, look at the bright side. It's not all gloom and doom, all right? After you lose to the Padres tonight and you lose to the Padres tomorrow, you got 9 games left. 6 of those games are against the Nationals and the Marlins. So,
Ugh,
I mean,
I don't
bruh,
like
do
you right
what you
now,
got to
Vic.
do against the Nationals and the Marlins. Squeak out a game or two against the Cubs, and you'll be fine. Or or this is what I'm praying for. Baby Jesus, if you're listening, please help your boy out.
Here we go.
Epic collapse.
It's
You lose
already
the
an
series
epic
to the
collapse. That's why
Nationals,
we're
you lose
talking
the
about it.
series to the Marlins, you lose the series to the Cubs, and 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Bro, it's already an epic collapse. Our
No, it's not
starting
because you could look like Bill Parcells said. All you gotta do is make the tournament, and then anything could happen. Somebody could catch fire, and it could happen. You never know. You never know.
okay,
But
it's
I'm
already an
hoping
epic
that you get
collapse.
shut out of the tournament. That'd
See,
be
here's the thing.
hilarious.
The starting lineup for, or excuse me, the starting rotation for the Mets to begin the year that the Mets faithful were so excited about was Sean Manaea, right, who had a fantastic year the year before. He was going to be our ace. Kodai Senga, and then they had this project of um, a Clay Holmes, and then Peterson, who's like, he's been around for a while and he's been decent. He'd probably be a 3 or 4 starter. Our number one starter just had to piggyback Clay Holmes in a game to finally get a dub yesterday because none of them can go even 6 innings. So they said, all right, at this point, let's just combine 2 starting pitchers so that way we could have one good game. And they finally got the one good game. But they had to combine their 2 best pitchers at the start of the year to get that. Where's our other star pitcher? Oh, that would be Kodai Senga. Where is he pitching? In the minors.
Yes, he is. What's the rookie that's giving you guys all the juice right now? What's his
Noah
name?
McLean.
Nolan McLean, and he looks amazing. But
And you got the other dude, Thong or Sing Song
nah,
or whatever.
he's a kid who started in single A this year, made it up to double A, and was just lit the world on fire. He had 2 games in triple A, 3 games in triple A, and they had to call him up because they just had to, right? Because our starting rotate, he's not ready. He needs another maybe half a season in triple A, and he's not going to get that. They're going to throw him into the fire, and I hope they don't ruin him. He needs more time in triple A.
They probably
Listen,
gonna dust him up, man. They
It's
gonna ruin that kid, man.
I hope they don't ruin him. Sproat looks like he's ready, and so maybe we got 2 decent pitchers, but it's not looking
San
good.
Diego hit another home run. Thanks for the update. Live
It's not
play by
looking
play
good.
footage.
And so my fellow Mets fans, I don't know what to say, man. Cat's
Pour
got my
one out for
tongue.
the homies.
I'm not
It,
saying
it,
nothing, man, because my Yankees aren't doing any better, man. I mean, they're
I don't.
winning
I
pretty
don't.
well, winning 8-5, but still, it's like we're supposed to be winning divisions, man. We're supposed to be winning pennants. Supposed to be winning rings. It all looks good on paper, but at the end of the day, you got to play the games, man. Look at you guys, man. You guys got. I'm telling you, man. Without question, Lindor is to me personally is the top shortstop in the game right now, man. I don't care what anybody else says. And you guys got Juan Soto, the $800 million man. Um, you know, I mean, you guys have the talent. You got Alonzo. Alonzo's just crazy. I don't know, man. Like what
They don't play well together, man. They don't play well together.
you still got to go out there and play the games, man. It doesn't matter what it looks like on paper.
And that's the problem, is because when the team is hitting, they're not pitching. When the team is pitching, the bullpen sucks, right? And so it's they're like there's 3 aspects to the game, and I think Ron Darwin was talking about it the other day. He was there like just like football. You got offense, defense, special teams. If one of those units are not playing well, then you're not a cohesive team. And in baseball, you got offense, you got pitching, and you got bullpen, right? or the position players pitching in the bullpen. And when one is going good, the other one's not, and they just haven't been able to put it together. And so it's pathetic. But I'm calling it now. I don't think they're making the postseason. They're holding that spot warm for one of the other teams, probably the Diamondbacks. Um, I'll be surprised if they make it.
Mm,
We could go to the next topic if you got nothing to add, because I'm already done with this one.
you done with it, man? Well, guess
Done
what?
with it.
I think
We'll be
all
back
we got
next week.
left, man, we got the roundup now, man. So I
All
think
right,
it's
let's go to the roundup.
all right. Let's jump over to it. All right, man. Kick it off. You already know Terrence
Bink,
Bud.
bink, bink.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we need the little news alert tracker,
I know.
but at the bottom or like little jingle music, and maybe we can get Zeke to play bass at some point.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Wait,
All
that's
right, man.
taken
Talk
already.
about Bud Crawford, man. Let's do it.
Did you guys see the fight? I saw
Did
most
I ever,
like.
man?
Can I
I want to hear
complain
about
about
all
one
of the
thing
Canelo
first?
people out there.
I'm gonna
Okay,
complain
what you
about
gonna
one thing
complain
because,
about?
bro, at this point in my life, bro, I know I'm gonna make myself sound really old, but at this point in my life, I ain't staying up to 2 in the morning to watch no fight. I'm not doing it.
Bruh,
I tried. I did that. Your boy didn't make it, man. Your boy did not make it.
check this out. When Dave was like, y'all watching the fight, I had just got home from the wedding. I had a long day. I was like, oh yeah, the fight. I turned it on, and I promise you, like 3 minutes later, I was asleep. And it wasn't even near the Canelo and Crawford fight. It was one of the prelims.
Yeah,
So thank God for Netflix that I was able to watch it at a later date and time.
No
right.
disrespect, man, but the bands, like I'm telling you, man, the mariachi bands, they almost did me in, man. I was like, oh my goodness, bro. And I'm like, I don't, I get it. You know, it was what is the Mexican Heritage Month, and I get the
Yeah,
celebration and
Mexican
stuff, but I,
Independence Day was last week, I think.
something, man, something like I see. I don't even, I have it all wrong, man. But I don't, I'm not supposed to know that because I know when the Fourth of July is, you know, and all that good stuff. So I don't need to know what other countries, you know, national holidays are, bro. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying. Um, but what Zeke? I'm serious, man. It's like get in the ring and fight, y'all, man. I don't need all this extra stuff, man. Unless it's the Fourth of July. I don't need all that other, all the other.
You know, sports like that they cater to the champ, man.
I get it, man. And you know that's what I told my wife. I was like, why are they doing all of this? But then I was like, is it because of their holiday? Or was like, but then I'm like, no, it's because Canelo Alvarez is a champ, and Bud. That's why Bud came in first, and all of the good stuff. So he was the challenger, you know, and you know he left the Terminator. So
Facts.
you know, I want to give it to everybody, man. And we even know some people, man. Some people at church, man, they was on the fence. Don Dada, I'm not gonna say no names, but you know, people out there talking about how bad, you know, Canelo Alvarez was. Oh, he gonna dust Bud up and blah blah blah. Don Dada, excuse me. You know, I don't know, man. It's just we saw what happened, man. Shout out to Bud, man.
Yo,
That
Bud went
dude.
in there.
Oh my.
I knew Canelo was in trouble when it was at the end of I think the second or third round, and Canelo caught Bud with a nasty right, and Bud smiled at him,
He did, man.
and the bell rang, and he just walked to the corner and turned around and kept smiling at him. I was like, "Yo, this." But I will say this: I had flashbacks. Y'all remember that? Chris might remember this one. Remember that first, not the first one, the second. It was their second fight, but it was for the belt. Usman and Leon Edwards,
Yes.
and Usman was winning that fight. He dominated that fight and got caught in the last minute of
Yes.
the last round.
Yep.
And I was thinking, Bud, don't get caught
They'll get
because
caught.
you got this fight in the bag. And to his credit, he went out swinging. Like he didn't dance and avoid. Like that last round was explosive. Like they were really going for the knockout. But the whole time I'm sitting there watching, like, yo, you got this. Don't get Usman. And to his credit, he didn't. He survived. He not only survived, he thrived. He dominated. And I don't know, man. Y'all think Kellerman posed a good question? Is he going to go out on top? Is this his last fight? You
Cool
think they
for
run it
Bud
back?
or Canelo.
Bud, I mean, he's turning 38. What, next week? 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think he's
I didn't know
done.
he was that old.
I think he's done. And obviously he's not going to stay at that weight.
And
I
that's
think
another thing, man. Like Canelo looks so much bigger than him. Like, and he just stood there and took every single punch and gave it back equally and more. So, I mean, shout out to Canelo for stepping up because Bud came out and said, "Yo, I want Alvarez," and Canelo didn't have to do it, but he did.
both
And
fighters were gracious, man. I thought I loved how everything ended up, man. I have so much respect for Canelo Alvarez. My wife and I watched this the special on Netflix to lead up to the fight. When they did the stories on both fighters and stuff, and I learned a lot about Canelo Alvarez. I already knew a lot about Bud, but yeah, man, it's just
I could tell you guys this one thing's for sure, bro. It's not his last fight because he's got at least one more fight that we all know 15 years from now.
Mayweather.
Zeke knows.
Jake Paul,
Jake Paul. My man turns at
That's
least
crazy.
50. He gotta be at least 50. And then Jake Paul will challenge him. Where you at, old man? Let's throw down.
and he gonna want him to come up to heavyweight or whatever
Right.
he fighting at.
Yeah.
That's right.
Y'all
That's
got me
right.
on that one, man. That's a good one.
All right,
All
let's
right.
go to the next one.
All right, so the next topic, man. So obviously Monday was Roberto Clemente Day across MLB. And so over the last couple years, there's been calls to retire Roberto Clemente's number across Major League Baseball for all teams. And really quick, I just kind of want to know how you guys feel about that.
I am I know this is something that we wanted to talk about a while ago. It's not something that was really, and I should. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm Puerto Rican. You would think, be like, yeah, retire his number. I'm consistent, bro. I don't think they should. I don't see the reason why. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? He's a Puerto Rican legend. I get that. I respect that. But I mean, how many people's numbers are we going to retire here? I understand they got Jackie Robinson's number retired, but that was something special because baseball has a really, really long history, right? And because of that long history, we got a whole generation where we had segregated baseball, and Jackie Robinson was emblematic of that unity, right? And so to retire that number as someone who had to endure all of the spittle, all of the insults, and really had to play at a level with all that kind of pressure on him. Whereas they're like, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever seen that Jackie Robinson movie where people they're like wearing his jerseys all of a sudden. Yo, you can't wear his jersey. You know, that's a black man. That's something that deserves recognition and much respect for Roberto Clemente. Roberto Clemente Day, have it as much as you want, but to retire that man's number personally, I'm not with it. I mean, how many times we gonna do this? When we gonna do that for Shohei, the first Japanese dude? We gonna I mean, how many times? When does it stop? You know what I mean? And so for like me,
I mean, Jim Abbott, bro, he pitched with one hand. We need to retire his number.
yeah, we gotta retire his now. Like so to me, it's like no disrespect to Roberto Clemente. And for those out there who are like ready to like attack the screen, bro, I'm Puerto Rican, bro. I don't see it, man. It's not. He's not on Jackie Robinson's level. He's not.
Okay. So let's give some context, man, because I feel like PZ might get kicked out of his own
Yeah, that's right. But
might,
hey, I already
might get
said earlier in
off.
this podcast, before race, I'm Christian, so it is what it is. I'm ready.
Yeah, no doubt. So Roberto Clemente did some amazing things, man, and unfortunately, he lost his life in a plane crash during the off season. He was flying some humanitarian aid to his homeland, and his plane crashed, and he died. The season before he passed away, that season he actually um, he hit the mark of 3,000 hits, which is like
The
for
last
every
hit of his career.
last hit of his career. For every baseball player, that's the dream number is 3,000 hits.
Right.
Um, for some context, people who didn't really know Pete Rose had 5,000 plus. Okay, so it just goes to show you what kind of hitter Pete.
4,000. Don't. It was 4,000. Come on
Come on,
now.
man. Let me cook, man. He had
Nah, man.
he had
Don't
5,000.
don't
Come
mislead the
on, man.
people.
You gotta count the minors too, man.
What was it?
We want to
42,
we want
56?
to make it
You
He's
say
legendary.
count the
We want to
counting.
make
minors?
it.
He's counting the minors.
I mean,
You
all right,
gotta count
if
high
we're gonna
We
school,
count
know
the
that
minors, we
we
gotta
know that
little
count
all those
league.
numbers, so
Ichiro's
you got to give
Japanese
him minor
career.
leagues too, man.
That's
We
right.
want to keep Pete legendary, man. They cheated him, so we gonna drag in the minor leagues too, man.
Anything to keep Japan down, huh, Dave?
I'm trying to keep sure. I'm trying to make it hard for Shohei to get to that number, man.
Forget Shohei, Ichiro, man, Ichiro. But go ahead with your Roberto story.
Nah, man, because you know what? They're gonna play. They're gonna try to play each Shohei until he can get to that number two. They want Shohei to have that number two. You already know it, man. And they're gonna be like Ichiro. Who? They're gonna throw Ichiro to the curb, man. You already know that.
Never.
For when it comes to Shohei, man, please. Anyway, so 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 Roberto Clemente, man, was actually a phenomenal baseball player. I just I'm with PZ though. I just feel like where does it end, man? Like the historical and um the racial story of Jackie Robinson coming to the major leagues. Um, a league that historically had shunned having some of the greatest black baseball players come into its ranks. Um, there's no story like the Jackie Robinson story, and I just don't think that we start retiring numbers just because our emotions are in it. It's like, well, because then where do you stop? Seriously, like where do you stop? And I feel like if you do that, it kind of it will kind of water down the whole reason why Major League Baseball did what they did with Jackie Robinson. That Jackie Robinson's story is unique in its own. And Roberto Clemente wasn't the first Latin player to play in Major League Baseball either. I believe it was Luis Castro in 1920. So,
Yeah,
but
but
anyway,
I mean, to me, even if he was, I'd still have the same take. But Zeke, what you got on that?
So I kind of like the way baseball does it now. Um, I know April 15th, Jackie Robinson Day. All their players wear 42 on the back of their jerseys, and for Roberto Clemente Day, if you've been nominated for the current season's Roberto Clemente Award, if you've won the award in the past, or if you're Puerto Rican, you get to wear number 21 in honor of Roberto Clemente. I like that. Um, I know Sammy Sosa wore 21 to honor Roberto Clemente. Clemente's impact in Latin American baseball is nothing to be sneezed at. I think each team should give um, players the opportunity to wear that number in his honor if they so choose. But a lot of players won't because in their eyes they're not worthy. Um, except for on that day when they can honor him in that way. But to do it across the league, I think that would be too much. I think that would be too much.
Fair enough. All right, let's keep it moving. What's the? I think we got one left, right?
let's see. Hold on one second.
While you looking that up, shout out to the big dumper. My
Who?
man, you know who he passed Mickey Mantle for the most home runs by a switch hitter in one season. He tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the Mariners record. Um, yeah, so shout out Cal Raleigh.
That was Cal Raleigh, right?
Yeah, the big dumper.
Oh my God.
Bro, how the heck a catcher is gonna break Ken Griffey Jr.'s home run record? I would have never guessed it, bro. But
I'll
shout
tell
out to
you
Cal.
how. Kevin Seitzer.
Still bitter about that. What's the
I
next
am.
topic, Dave?
All right, man. Next topic, real quick. So 13 NCAA men's basketball players at six different schools were involved in a gambling plot. Um, these guys were caught not only shaving points but betting on their own games. This is outside of the six that we talked about last week that got caught. So obviously, this is becoming a problem. And I
Oh,
mean,
it's been a problem.
yeah, you know,
We talked about it twice already on this, but it's been a problem.
you've
And
talked
go
about it
watch
twice in
previous
this month
podcasts.
alone, bro. Twice in
Yeah,
this month.
it's a problem. It's a problem. And I'm
All
not
right.
surprised. What's the next one?
Next topic, man. So the Kansas City Chiefs players wore free Rashid Rice shirts arriving at their game this past Sunday. That's
Dave,
that's
I'm gonna let you're gonna go solo on this because I know this was your thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
who
Go
me.
ahead, step on your soapbox,
Oh,
bro. Me and Zeke can listen.
before you start, I'm just gonna say I agree wholeheartedly with whatever you about to say. All right, go
That's
ahead.
All
right.
right, so man, I'm gonna why do we do this, man? And
Here we
Why is Travis Kelsey trying to act like he is come to the barbecue all the time, man? Why is Travis Kelsey always
Now, he lost that pass when he started dating Taylor, but nevertheless,
always,
go ahead.
man? Why is it always Travis Kelsey? I had a picture, man, of the players that did it. I'm like, man, I'm not even. Manny Machado just went deep again. By the way, y'all in trouble.
Again?
Oh,
Dang.
wait a minute. No, he didn't. It was a replay. Psych. But
Oh,
y'all lost.
dang. Game must be over.
Yeah.
Cody
So
Bellinger
anyway,
went deep.
why are we doing this, man? Like, what is it with the I'm gonna use my cousin Jared's term. What is it with the free little pistol starter culture that we have here? Every time somebody is in trouble for either shooting somebody or doing something just crazy ignorant, leaving the scene of accidents where people have gotten hurt. Why do we do this, man? Why is it? I'm gonna just say it. Why is it always us, man? Why? Why? And why is it always us with the free this person that we know did something wrong? Really? Really? Free a guy that was flying in a Lambo, high rate of speeds, tearing up people's cars, injuring people, and then leaves the scene of the accident. Why? Why free that? Why?
Because they know without him, they probably not going to win too many football games. So hurry up and get him back on the field.
Bro, I'm done with it, man. I'm just done with it. I'm done with Travis Kelsey too, man. It's just like not like I was ever with him, but it's just ridiculous, man. All right, so last topic here, man. So really quick, so um, my feed on Instagram is filled with sports stuff, man, and so every once in a while I get something like cool that comes across my feed. And the other day, we they were I was looking at sports cars and I noticed that there was a custom card, some custom cars made of like high school players and stuff like that. And then there was a reel for this young man named Jonah Coleman, who is a Jonah Coleman is a sophomore wide receiver, cornerback, and safety who plays for Laurel Highlands High School in Pennsylvania. All right, and he was filmed. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick. I'm gonna make sure I don't get any audio on this because I do not want to get any strikes here. So we don't have any audio, but one of his parents was filmed him through the season where at the end of the game he was going to the end of their own end zone and he was taking a kneel and he was praying after these games. And I don't know if it was after or before these games, but this became a thing with him. And the first time he did it, he did it by himself. But week after week, he had more and more teammates joining him to do this. And I thought this was just an amazing display because um, when you put yourself out there like that, man, and you're sincere about it, um, people notice it. And where there's darkness, if your light is shining, man, it's like it's going to shine even brighter. And whether these young men are doing it, um, to be seen, or whether they don't want, they're doing it to not be left out. Hopefully that there's a message in there. There's something in there that they're getting from it when these prayers are being said. So I just wanted to give a shout out to this young man, Jonah Coleman. Right there, you can see his IG page. So um, check him out and show him some support and give him some encouraging words. I love to see young people going after Christ like this. It just really warms my heart, especially a high school student like this, where these kids are dealing with so much peer pressure and the pressure of like trying to play sports and maintain their schoolwork and stuff like that. So if you can shoot them an encouraging message and just keep them lifted up.
Amen. Shout out to Jonah Coleman.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, gang. Well, thank you for joining us again this week. We'll have more for you next week. Recap week 3 of NFL football, and hey, we'll keep you up to date on some of the latest stories. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe and share. And hey, we'll hope to see you here next week. Peace.
Peace.